Hello, Lockdown Diaries day 60. Just wanted to go back through the fleet and introduce a new edition, which some of you will already have seen. But essentially the idea here was to bring together bikes from the same A2 category, the sub 47 brake horsepower category, for people to ride them back to back on day adventures. So they get a day where they get to ride all the main competitors in this class, one after the other, swap in with other riders, and ultimately coming to the conclusion as to which suits them best. So KTM 390 Adventure, that's the fast one. CRF 250 Rally, that's the trail one. Royal Enfield Himalayan, that's the all-rounder, that's cheapest. The BMW GS 310 that people overlook, but it does shine through eventually. Now got the Kenda big blocks on, which help it a little bit in the dirt, and to be honest, aren't too bad on road either. And then from the other video the other day, you'll have seen that I've added the CB500x with the Rally Raid kit on. The Rally Raid kit adds the spoke wheels, slightly uprated suspension, giving a 20mm lift, new sump guard, exhaust. But fundamentally, the reason for adding the CB500x was to give the fleet that top tier option. So there'll be people who are looking at a 310, are looking at a Himalayan, looking at a CRF, looking at a 390, but also looking at something like a 500x because they don't know if they can manage with the little amount of power that these bikes put out by comparison. Admittedly, the 390 is probably faster. Well, it is faster than the CB500X because it's lighter and only 4 down on brake horsepower. But I think the CB500X represents that more middle ground where you've still got some cruising legs, you've still got that big bike feel, and I still think that is almost an obvious contender alongside these other bikes. So that was the reason for adding it to the fleet. So basically it's now best of 5 bikes. So you come along and you ride all 5 bikes back to back and see which you prefer. Mainly it's road riding. There is optional trail section, well, a trail strip where people can take the bikes down and back along a long compact dirt road. So it's not a trail day as such. It's just an adventure day where you get a chance to ride the bike on a bit of dirt if you want to. Yeah, I'm certainly excited to see what people make of the CB500X. So far, the Himalayan is still out front with the CRF behind and the 310GS and the KTM at the back. So the 500X, let's see what happens, really. I don't think it matters too much that it's got the Rally Raid kit on it because ultimately a lot of that is cosmetic. The sump guard, we're not going to be needing that on the kind of riding we're doing. The exhaust is something that you might put on if you fancy a bit of a fruitier exhaust note. The tubeless spoke rims aren't going to make any difference to the way the bike rides from stock because that's the 2019 model, which has got 19-inch front wheel and a 17-inch rear as standard anyway. The only real difference is the suspension, which I must admit does make a significant difference to the way the bike rides in terms of ride quality, but it won't change the actual size of the bike or the power and the engine capacity, which is, I think, what people are going to be interested in comparing back to back with, say, the 500X and the Himalayan. Other bikes that you could add to this fleet, a Benelli TRK 502, I think would be a nice alternative and is a nice alternative to the 500X. It's got great value straight out of the crate. You don't have to spoke your wheels on that. It already comes with spoke wheels on the X model. Slightly tall in the saddle. It's got a heavy on-paper weight, but I never find the Benelli that heavy to ride, really, and not much difference to the 500X. So that's a good value alternative. Then there's the Sinis T380, which is new for this year, and possibly that's something I might look to add later. And then I guess you could uprate to the CRF 300. But everything I see of that CRF 300, I don't think there would be enough difference for me to justify upgrading just yet. New Himalayan for this year, but again, it's only sort of cosmetic tweakery, so I don't see that. The only one I think might benefit from an upgrade to this year's new model is the GS 310, which for this year gets the ride-by-wire throttle and the span adjustable levers, which I think would remedy some of the complaints that you get with the GS 310, which is that it stalls easily. It's got a very light flywheel mass and a very late biting point on the clutch, and I think with the ride-by-wire throttle, they've hopefully been able to tune that the fueling so it just gives a bit more pickup when you pull away, so you don't get that stalling tendency. And the span adjustable levers should hopefully be able to make it a bit more bit more manageable as well. So I think the changes to the 2021 GS310 are small, but maybe significant. So that, if I was changing any bike for the new one, it would be the 310 GS. So there we go. We've also got some more bikes coming soon, but I won't reveal too many details about that until I've got them secured. Something a little bit different, put it that way. Something very different, but something equally exciting. So I look forward to 2 weeks' time. I'll just spin this around. I look forward to 2 weeks' time when hopefully, if everything goes to plan, I can open again and the world can start to open again. So it's been a good preparation winter, just getting the place set up. We've got a bit more work to do over this coming week or two. This weekend, Chris is coming over again on Saturday, so we're going to do some workbenches and make a bike lift and things like that, a bike bench. And then it's just a case of getting some posters on, decorating, sweeping the floor and opening. So very excited. If anybody wants to know any more, head to www.dorothyspeedshop.com. Dorothy, the name of the Honda CT110 that I rode back from Australia and then across America. So it seems slightly ironic with 7-8 brake horsepower that she gets her own speed shop, but I think she deserves it. She's not here at the minute; she doesn't live here, so she'll be in situ sometime soon. So yeah, hope everyone's good. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday and making the most of what we can do. It's been busy down here in North Devon, actually. A lot of people down now in North Devon just enjoying the beach and the scenery, I guess. So it'll be good to get the first groups out on the coastal roads and things like that. So really looking forward to it. A bit of good weather, a nice ice cream, and I think we'll be all right. Take it easy. Cheers. Bye.